If you are looking to spend $99 on a Bluetooth speaker, which do you get? Well, for many people, the JBL Flip 6, which I've got here, is the top of many people's list. I mean, I bought it, I've reviewed it, it's a great speaker. However, now we also have the Clear Audio Scene. This is a Bluetooth speaker that competes with the Flip 6 on price and actually has some features that the Flip 6 doesn't. So, which should you buy? Welcome to my tech gear. Let's find out. Jumping straight into the design of these speakers, and the JBL Flip 6 is, well, it's a JBL speaker. Very similar to a lot of designs of their other speakers. You've got the big, massive JBL logo on the front, fully covered in this fabric grille. You've got these rubberized front ends, which are really helpful because it means you can stand it vertically and you can also sit it horizontally as well. There's actually a little rubber bump underneath to stop it rolling around if you're going to have it horizontally. On the top here, you've got the volume buttons up and down, as well as the play pause button as well. There's the party boost button, which I'll get to later. On the back, you've got the power button, the Bluetooth button, and also a light bar to show you how charged the battery is, as well as a USB-C charging port. And you've got this handy little lanyard here too, so you can hang it off your backpack or off your tent, or pretty much anything you like. It's a common design that JBL have been using in their Flip speakers for years, with good reason. Really solidly and well built. Now the Clear Scene Audio is designed slightly differently. They've gone with more of a teardrop design here, so it's sort of wider than it is tall. So it's nice to see a speaker that isn't just copying everybody else. You do have a sort of fabric grille all the way around, similar to the Flip 6. On the top here, you've got the volume up and down, as well as a play pause button and a button for answering calls, because this speaker has a mic built into it. We'll do a mic test for this in a bit. On the back, we have the power button, the Bluetooth pairing button, and underneath this cover, we have the USB-C charging port and a 3.5mm audio jack as well. And that's something that the Flip 6 doesn't have. At the front of the Scene speaker is this light bar to show you how charged the battery is when you turn it on. Size-wise, the Scene speaker is bigger than the Flip 6. It's about 2 inches longer at its largest width. It's about 1 inch deeper and about 1/2 inch taller as well. And that follows through to the weight, where the Flip 6 is 550 grams and the Scene speaker is 742. Both speakers are waterproof, with the Clear Scene being IPX7 rated, so you can put that in a meter of water for up to 30 minutes. The Flip 6 is the same waterproof rating, but it is dustproof as well. So it is IP67 rated. So if you're going to take this down a beach and you're worried about sand, then the Flip 6 is definitely the better option here. However, you could quite happily chuck both of these in a pool of water and they'd be fine. Battery wise, they both give you 12 hours of playback, and using the USB-C port in the back of both of these, you can charge them both back up to full, with the Flip 6 taking about 2.5 hours and the Scene speaker taking about 3. Speaker configuration is where these do start to differ though, because whilst they do both have 2 speakers in them, the Clear Audio Scene here has 2 48mm full range dynamic drivers, as well as the 2 passive radiators on the outside, and it will give you a frequency range of 50 Hz to 20 kHz, giving you a total power output of 25 watts. The Flip 6, on the other hand, does things slightly differently, because those 2 speakers are split between an 80mm woofer that handles the low and the mid frequencies, and a 60mm tweeter that's dedicated to the higher frequencies. And you've got the passive radiators on the outside. The frequency range of this is 63 Hz to 20 kHz, and you get a 20 watt power from the woofer and 10 watts from the tweeter, giving you 30 watts of total power from this. So that's quite a difference in speaker setup between these two. So does that mean they sound significantly different? Well, let's go do a sound test. So what did you think of the sound test, and which one did you prefer? Do let me know in the comments down below. Personally, I actually like them both for different reasons. I was actually surprised with the amount of bass that came out of the Flip 6, because on paper, it looks like the Scene speaker should be able to give you better bass. However, that sort of mono configuration of the Flip 6, I do found made the sound of it quite narrow, as opposed to the Scene speaker here, where the sound sounded a lot more open and a lot wider, but you didn't have as much bass. Now there are some features that both speakers have that the others don't. So the Flip 6, for instance, has Party Boost. So using that button on the top, you can pair that with other JBL speakers in the range, and you can pair up to 100 other speakers all connected to each other at the same time, playing the same music. So if you want these dotted around the house for a party and things like that, well, that is an awesome feature. There's also a mobile app for the Flip 6, so you can use the JBL Connect app on your phone, and you can control like a 3-band graphic equalizer to tweak the audio of this if you want, and also go and give it firmware updates as well. You can also use the app for setting up stereo pairing and the Party Boost as well, so it's a pretty light app, but it's also fairly useful too. On the other hand, the Scene speaker here has actually a lot of hardware features that the Flip 6 doesn't. So it has a microphone built into this, so you can actually take a call with this speaker. So let's go do a mic test. So you're now listening to a mic test of the Clear Audio Scene speaker, so you can hear what I would sound like if I would take a call on here. Now this is obviously pretty close, but the pickup on this mic is actually pretty good. So if I stand back a couple of meters, so a couple of meters away, and it's still clearly picking me up, so not bad. There is also a 3.5mm audio jack on the back of here so that you can connect this to an external sound source, which is something you can't do with the Flip 6. There is no current mobile app support for this speaker. There is a Clear Plus app that you can use for like their headphones, and Clear have told me that this will be added to their app in the future. It just wasn't available at the time of this video. Price-wise, the Clear Scene is $99 and comes in 2 colors, red and gray, which is the one that I've got here. The JBL Flip 6 retails at $130, but it is $99 on Amazon at the moment and quite often goes on sale for around that price. Color-wise, it comes in a range of different colors and even comes in a camo option too. So if you've got $99 to spend on a speaker, which of these should you get? Well, I think it depends, because I think each of these speakers is appealing to a different type of person. If you want a speaker that's a bit more bass heavy and just bulletproof, right? It's dust proof, it's waterproof, you can chuck it in your bag, take it anywhere, then the JBL Flip 6 pretty much fits that bill. On the other hand, if you're more likely to have a speaker that's just going to sit at home on a shelf and you want clearer audio, a little bit of a pun intended with that one, then the Clear Audio Scene speaker is a really good option, because sonically it sounded more open and natural and more pleasant to listen to if you're sitting at home. And the fact that this speaker also has a built-in microphone, and you can also plug in an external source through the 3.5mm audio jack, just makes it a speaker really well suited for home use. However, the lack of dust proof does mean I probably wouldn't just shove it in my bag and take it anywhere. So which one you decide to buy really depends on what you value most. I will put product links to both these in the description down below so you can check them out for yourselves. If you want to check out some other Bluetooth speakers, then be sure to check out the link up here. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.